She started doing things that she would normally not do. She would laugh and tease people when they failed. She laughed when Precious got punished for talking in class. She even laughed when a janitor tripped in the hostel and scraped her knee. This was unlike Daniela. But the strange thing was that, after acting naughty, she would come back to her senses like she did nothing. Salem was gradually leading her down a destructive path. Then came the day of the biology quiz. Biology was Daniela's best subject, and Salem too had always been sharp with science subjects. But this time, when she asked him about a diagram question, he said, "It's the pancreas, of course, don't embarrass yourself." She filled it in with confidence, trusting solely in his leadership. But when the result came out, Daniela didn't come first as usual. She came second. Everyone in the school was shocked. Even the proprietor himself asked that the script be remarked, but the result stayed the same. But Daniela wasn't just shocked, she was very scared. When she got back to her room that day, she asked Salem why he lied to her. He simply smiled and said, "It's boring when you win all the time." Daniela lay on her bed filled with regret. All these years, she had relied solely on Salem as though he were her guardian angel. But now, he was starting to act weird. She didn't know why. She had asked him several times if she had offended him, but he just smiled in response. Daniela took it upon herself to study hard. Every day she spent hours in the library reading, but nothing really changed. Each time she tried to answer past questions without Salem's help, she ended up with just an average score. Then, crazy things started happening again. One night, she went to bed early hoping to shut her eyes and wake up in a new day, a better one. At exactly 2:47 a.m., Precious woke up with a strange feeling inside her. She sat up and looked at the top bunk, but it was empty. "Daniela!" she called out, but no response. She got up, opened the door, and went outside to look for her. But to her greatest shock, she saw Daniela at the roof of the security house. Her eyes were open but blank, like someone else was controlling her body. She was whispering something underneath her breath that no one could hear. "Daniela!" Precious called out in fear. Daniela's eyes opened immediately, then she came back to normal. "What am I doing here? What am I doing up here?" she asked, looking very terrified. Precious quickly called the security and she was brought down. But this was only the beginning. Salem had just started something dangerous. But why was he doing all this? Is he just taking revenge? Or is he an evil spirit that possessed Daniela when she was a child? Things continued to get worse for Daniela. She no longer concentrated in class, and Salem was making things worse. He gave her wrong answers whenever she asked for help. One time, he convinced her to steal from her fellow student, and she was severely punished for it. The once respected Daniela was gradually turning into a laughingstock. One day, Daniela dressed up in one of her most beautiful gowns. It was given to her as a birthday gift by her mother. She applied makeup and sprayed her most expensive perfume. Then, she tiptoed outside. But where was Daniela going by that time of the night? Daniela waited until the gateman was asleep. Then, she jumped the fence and headed to a nearby nightclub. She danced, rocked several guys, and drank to stupor. She didn't realize what was going on until it was 5 a.m. in the morning. Daniela was awakened by the bar cleaner that morning. "Are you not going home?" the cleaner asked. "Jesus, where am I? Where am I? What am I doing here? How did I get here?" she asked. She got up immediately and started finding her way back to school. She staggered along a lonely road until she found the right path. Luckily, when she got to the school premises around 6 a.m., some students were still sleeping, including a gateman. She jumped the fence again and headed straight to her room. "You are not well," Precious said immediately she saw her. "This is not the Daniela I once admired. What is going on with you? You can tell me." Daniela said nothing, but broke down in tears. "My life is falling apart. I don't know what is wrong with me anymore. I can't even control my actions and activities. It is just as if I'm being led by the devil." She cried into Precious' arms. "Don't worry, my dear. Everything will be fine." But nothing was fine. In fact, things got worse than before. However, one fateful day, something happened that revealed hidden secrets, one that Daniela had never heard before. That day, Salem instructed her to go to their usual spots so that they could talk. But when she got there, she saw Salem standing with only his boxers on. His body was dripping blood, with bruises all over. His head was slightly bent, as though it wanted to fall from his neck. He was no longer in Daniela's body. He was now on his own. Salem, is that you? Why is your body like this? What happened to you? Daniela asked in fear. Ask your mother, Salem replied. My mother? What do you mean by that? Do you even know my mother? Daniela asked. Before Daniela could finish talking, Salem grabbed her throat tightly and said, This was exactly how I looked the day your mother ended my life.